Hello everyone, this is Ravindra. Today we're going to discuss on the topic inbound authentication using basic authentication using your SAP identity provider credentials. Say for example, I have a user. So currently I'm using a user called Ravi. So this is my user email ID or credentials for logging into my SAP IDP. I'm using standard SAP IDP user credentials to log into my SAP BTP, right? So this is my BTP system. In order to log in into the standard BTP, then I try to log in with this. Now, for example, I create or I have one iFlow, which is a global iFlow. And within the iFlow, whenever a user wants to communicate using or wants to authenticate using HTTPS, within the iFlow, when you select an inbound adapter, that is HTTPS, then for the authentication, it expects a user role with the name ESB messaging.send. This is standard user role, which is provided by SAP. So we have a standard, and when we go to monitoring, we have a standard user role that is message ESB messaging.send. And this role, where this particular iFlow is expecting this particular user role to be. So this particular iFlow is expecting a user with the user role ESB messaging.send. So this is a role, standard role. So we are expecting this one. Now in our tenant, that is your cloud integration tenant, you need to go to monitoring and check this particular role is available or not. So if you want to create any custom user roles, you can create from here. But as this is a standard one, then these roles will be accessible within the BTP roles. So there is a section called roles, and you'll be able to see this particular role here. So whenever you create a tenant, automatically this role is not assigned to a user. So in order to assign this particular user with this particular role, so we need to create a role collection. What is this role collection? And we have to assign this particular role to a role collection. And this role collection will be assigned to a particular user. So we'll go step by step in order to do this practice, because most of the users I have seen that they were facing some difficulty while accessing your standard user role. So we'll try to fix it here, and plus it'll be like a revision also. So first what we'll do is we'll try to create one iFlow. Step one, let's create one global iFlow with the inbound adapter as HTTPS and expecting a standard user role that is ESB message.send. Let's go to monitoring and see that we have this particular ESB message.send role, which is created automatically. Then we need to go to BTP tenant. And within this, we need to create the third step is we need to create one role collection. And we'll give the role collection name, for example, global underscore global role collection or global iFlow role, right? Global iFlow role. And this I'll try to assign to a user. This will be step 4. Fine. So let's do a practical now. So this is my BTP tenant. And so within the integration suite, I have a package called sales underscore package. So let's create one new artifact. Go to add, click on integration flow, and this I'll give it as global underscore iFlow. So let's keep the same description. Add and open in editor. Go to edit. So then let's select on the sender adapter, drag and drop to the start message, and we'll select the adapter type as HTTPS. Go to the connection. Address, I'll give it as global underscore iFlow1. Remove CSRF protected. And here you see the authorization. It is user role. And it is expecting a user with this particular standard user role, that is USB messaging dot send. Fine. Then let's save this. Go to deploy. The iFlow has been successfully deployed. Click on the empty space. Go to the deployment status. Navigate to manage integration content. So when it is deployed, so we got an endpoint. So I'll copy it and let me navigate to the Postman. So within the Postman, you need to paste the URL here. And within the authentication, I'll give my username and password of my SAP IDP. So body, I kept nothing. Fine. So better what we'll do is we'll try to have some simple content. Good, you're able to access global iFlow. Fine. So save it again. Click on deploy. So now we'll test it without your role collection, right? So once you're done, let's go back to the Postman, then authentication, basic authentication using my IDP username and password. Now when you click on send, you get the preview, HTTP status 403, forbidden, right? So we're not able to access this particular iFlow. Fine then. So then let's go back. What you need to do is, so this is step 1, right? Now next, go to monitoring, go to integration and APIs. Within this, come down to manage security. Within this, we'll find the user roles which are available. Now currently we can see that there is a standard one, that is USB messaging.send. This is the user role and the owner is SAP. So this is the default one. So now we want to assign this particular role to a particular user. For that, what is step 2? Step 3 we decided. So we do monitoring and just watched out this. Okay. Step 3 is we need to go to the BTP. Within the BTP, we'll go for creating one role collection and assign this particular standard role. Fine. So let me go to BTP cockpit. This is a sub account. So within the sub account, let's go for security. Within this, I have one user that is a default user, that is ravi.punadi@gmail.com, and this is a default identity provider. Now let's go to role collections. And in this, I'll try to create a new role collection that is global underscore iflow underscore access. Okay, so copy this and paste it. Click on create. Once it is created, you can paste the text here. That is global iflow access. Now click on this. In this, you can assign roles and this role collection to a particular user or user groups. You need to go to edit. Within this, go to role name. Click on this particular drop-down box. Then in the role, you have to type it as USB or message. You find here the role name as messaging send. And this is your role name, messaging send. So we need to take this role template and this is a standard message. Click on add. Fine. So once it is done, then to which user you want to assign, that is my standard user, Ravi. Just type here. Automatically you'll get the drop-down value. Select it. And then you need to click on save it. So once it is done, then what we have done is this particular role collection is being assigned to a particular user, right? So now when we are trying to call this particular global iflow, then it uses this particular role collection, and this role collection uses this role, and this role matches here. Then it'll be authenticated successfully, right? It'll be using your username password for authenticating this particular iflow. So let's go back to the Postman now. So once I have given the role collection to this user, then you need to click on send. So still you're not able to access this. So normally there is a small problem here. You can see this note. Role changes takes a long time to take effect in your cloud integration. So when adding a role to role collection using IDP, it takes a long time to take effect in SAP BTP, almost 1 hour. Resolution for this is an expected behavior. IDP roles would be cached for an hour, and therefore the changes would not be visible immediately. So this is due to the caching mechanism in SAP cloud integration. It takes up to 1 hour until role changes are considered, right? So if it is taking up, if you're able to access it immediately, it's well and good. Else you need to wait for an hour, then automatically you'll be able to access it, right? There is no worries in this, so don't try it immediately if you don't able to access it, right? Okay, so let's wait for an hour and I'll get back, right? Thank you. Okay, in between, what we'll do is we'll take a second scenario in which we have a sales department. Say, for example, we have sales department in which there are multiple users. Say, for example, there are 10 users. And so one of the user is Ravi.Nadi @gmail. Okay. And same like this, there is another department that is purchasing department. And there are, say, for example, another 20 users. So one of the user is BW underscore Ravi @yahoo.com. right? Now, this is a sales iFlow, and this is a purchasing iFlow, right? So I have two different iFlows for different departments. So let's change this. Right? So one is sales and this is purchasing. So users of the sales should have permissions or should be able to authenticate the sales iFlow. And purchasing department people should be able to access this particular iFlow only, not the sales one. Is we'll try to create, step one is we'll try to create one custom user role. Right? We have to create one custom user role. And we'll keep the custom user role name as ESB, then sales.send. I'm giving here not messaging, it is sales.send. And another one we'll try to create as ESB purchasing.send. You can give any name, but just like a template of a standard role, I'm trying to use this. Step one, we'll try to create a user role. Then step two, we'll try to create two iFlows. One is sales iFlow and another is purchasing iFlow. And in this, we're going to assign this particular user role here. That is sales.send. And here, the user role of the HTTP adapter, we're going to use purchasing whole, right? So I'm going to say that ESB purchasing.send. This is ESB sales.send. So step one, step two, and task three is we going to assign this particular role to this particular sales iFlow. Step three, we need to come to the BTP. In the BTP, we need to create one role that is, so we're going to give this as sales underscore iFlow underscore access, right? And this is purchasing underscore iFlow underscore access, right? So this is your role collection. And in this role collection, we'll assign this particular role. So because when you go to your BTP, automatically this particular role, what we created, will be visible in the list of roles. And this role will be assigning to your role collection. And this role collection will be assigned to a particular user. First, what you'll do is I'll try to add this particular user in my BTP account. Then after that, we'll try to create a custom role in your cloud integration tenant. Then after that, assign this particular role to this particular user in the BTP account. Integration suite. Within this, go to monitoring, monitor, integration and APIs. Go to user roles, standard roles available. Click on add. I'll try to give this as ESB sales.send. And let's copy the same thing here. Click on add. ESB sales.send. So this is by SAP. This is your tenant administrator has created this. Next, let's create here ESB purchasing dot send user role. Click on add. Done. So once these particular roles are created, then let me go to integration and APIs within the sales package. Go to edit. Click on add and open editor. Go to edit. Select the adapter as HTTPS. In the connection, we'll give the name as purchasing underscore iflow 1. So giving it as purchasing underscore iflow 1. And within this user role, we need to select this particular USB purchasing dot sender user role. Remove this CSRF protected. Then let's go to the sample content. We'll try to add it in this. Go to content modifier. Then within the message body, I'll give this as good, able to access purchasing iflow. Click on save and deploy. Yep, this is done. So we created one user role and assigned this particular user role to your iflow, right? Go to BTP. So within the SAP CPI sub account, so we need to go to users. There we're going to add one more user. So because I have a second SAP IDP account, so that is with the name BW underscore Ravi at the rate. So this is an existing account. So I'm trying to add this. So when you click on this, automatically the email will be taken up for this particular user. Now click on create. This is also a default identity provider. Now currently, this particular user is not having any roles, right? So then what we'll do is we'll try to create a role collection and assign that particular role collection to this particular user. So let's go to role collection. Click on create. So role collection name is purchasing underscore iflows underscore access. Purchasing department, iflows access. Then let's create it. Paste the text here. Select the collection. Go to edit. Now in the role collection, so we'll not take ESP send, just make it empty and press enter. You'll be able to see all the roles. Here you can type ESB, then automatically ESB purchasing.send and ESB sales.send is being displayed. So we want this particular role collection to assign this role. So select ESB purchasing.send and click on add. Now this is selected. Now purchasing should be assigned to the BW user. So type in here as BW, then you get this user selected and click on save. So this particular user will be assigned this particular role, and using this role, now we can authenticate your iflows, all right? So once this is done, let's go to Postman now. So let's take the URL for this. This is for global. Let me go to the integration suite, click on the blank space, go to your deployment status, then navigate to the integration content. So this is for purchasing iflow 1. Copy this. Now let me move to your Postman. So within the Postman, I'll copy this one. Go to basic authentication. And now with the new user, the password for me, both the users are same, so I'm not changing here. And when you click on send, good, able to access your purchasing iflow, right? So we created our custom role and assigned this particular user role to that custom user role, that is purchasing one. And that particular role is being assigned to this second user who is belonging to the purchasing department, right? So this is the whole story. So we created first one, user role. Second step, created one, purchasing iFlow. In this, in HTTPS adapter, we assign the user role as USB purchasing.send. Next, we come to your BTP, created a new user, bw underscore which is an existing user. And to this user, what we've done is we created one role collection, that is purchasing iFlows underscore access. And this particular this role collection is being assigned. This role is being assigned to this particular role collection, and the role collection is being assigned to a user. Now this user is able to access this, right? Now, what we'll do is we'll try to create one more iFlow, that is sales iFlow, right? So we'll create one sales iFlow. I'll go to integration flow. Let me give this as sales underscore iFlow. Go to add and open an editor. Go to edit. Let's take the adapter as HTTPS. Go to the connection. Give it as sales underscore iFlow 1. User role. Now we need to select here as sales USB sales.send. Remove this. Add one content modifier. You can copy the iFlow also, it's fine. No problems. Just not doing it. So good. You're able to access sales iFlows. Sales iFlow. Good. Right. Now save this. Go to deploy. Go to the deployment status. Then this should be your sales underscore iFlow 1. Right. So that is the URL for this. Okay. Now what are you going to do? So now we need to create one more role collection for this. Within the BTP, go to role collection as sales underscore iFlows underscore access. Okay, it's already there. So this one, if it is existing, I'll delete it. Create it. Underscore access. Click on create. Now select it. Now in this, you need to go to edit. Go to the this particular ESB dot. So otherwise you can just enter this blank space here. Then after that, type again as ESB sales dot send. You can select this one. Click on add. The role has been added. Now the user is, we'll take it as Ravi dot gmail.com. Now I'll try to save this. Okay. So once it is done, let's go to Postman now. So this is your address. So within the Postman, I can type in here as slash sales underscore iFlow 1. So let's try with BW underscore Ravi first, right? Say, does he access? No, 403 forbidden because he doesn't have this role, right? User role is not there. So only purchasing is allowed. Now let me try with this user. Good. So you're able to access your sales iFlow because he belongs to sales department and we have custom role for a set of users who belongs to this particular role, right? So I can assign multiple users who belongs to this particular department to the same role collection. All right. So automatically they'll be able to access this. All right. And second thing is he has a role for global also, right? So that is, so what is the name of this global role for this iFlow, global underscore iFlow. So last time we had a problem with accessing that. So let's go back because already 1 hour was over for this. So I go back to my integration suite within the global iFlow. Let me go to the deployment status, navigate to the manage integration content. Copy the URL and go back to the Postman and now try with. So when I click on send, yeah, good. You're able to access the global iFlow, right? So this is for the global access. And the same user, if he goes to purchasing underscore iFlow1, click on send. Sorry, not purchasing, sales iFlow1. Click on send. Now he has got access to sales iFlows as well as the global ones. And for purchasing, if I use purchasing iFlow, and click on send for the same user, he doesn't have access. But who has access? That is bw underscore Ravi at the rate yahoo.com. So this person has got access to the purchasing iFlows, right? Okay. Thanks everyone. See you. Bye-bye.